Back, everybody. So, Doc, what's this announcement?
All right. Now, I can't officially confirm because the big soiree is going to be on Thursday. Trump's rolling into town. He's going to be talking with Branstad. I have heard that Branstad has accepted Trump's offer as ambassador to China.
Really?
Yes. And I think that is a wonderful opportunity. Keep in mind, during Branstad's first administration, we developed sister cities all throughout China. We are major trading partners with China, Iowa itself. And Branstad is the major cause of that during his first administration.
Yeah.
During his second administration, he still is very active about traveling the world in general, because Des Moines has several host cities throughout the world, not just China. But we have many in China, and he does have close ties. Swallow Yan, I think is how you pronounce his name.
Well,
he is the head of the Chinese, Iowa Chinese delegation here. Great friends with Governor Branstad.
Branstad knows Xi Jinping.
What?
He knows the current leader.
Yeah. And so the whole 9 yards. So I think he's going to accept it. Otherwise, I don't see why Trump would fly here on Thursday for no good reason. And you can get your tickets free. I don't know where you get them, but you can get tickets for this first come, first serve. So I think that's what's going on. Now, why that's exciting is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that would mean Kim Reynolds would be Iowa's first female governor, because she would then take over the reins.
That is cool.
And I will tell you, you've met Lieutenant Governor Reynolds.
Never met her.
Sure you have. What was that one Faith and Freedom Coalition? We had gone there, and
I didn't talk to her. No,
didn't talk to her.
No.
I am. Anyway, I've met her. She's a great gal, very kind, very, very reserved, but very thoughtful. It's really a lot of fun listening to her speak. It's refreshing, and so if that all happens, now keep in mind my sources are unofficial. He could change his mind. He's changed his mind before, particularly with, his wife, Chris, is, a big fan about staying home and, playing with the grandkids.
Yeah.
And so, Eric Branstad's going to be there, who is his Trump's Iowa campaign chairman here. And so it's going to be a big soiree, and I think that's why it's going to be happening. So that's some pretty exciting news.
That is interesting.
It is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. That's what I have. So anyway, is there anything else we can kill the next 7 minutes with?
Well,
we can talk more about Polk County GOP, or we can talk about Maddie and her baby, or whatever.
So you have it's just, this is what's so weird. This is what's so weird, because you've railed about the incoherence of the Obama administration and all of their policy agendas forever. Okay. Their administrations want to project some kind of vision, and they want to project a vision that's coherent. Make America Great Again. It's a great campaign slogan. It's also a vision for what Trump wants to do, not just inside this country, but project outside the country. He wants to renegotiate trade deals, we think, because he's backed off some of that too. He wants to shake, or to get all the NATO partners shaking their boots about withdrawing some kinds of support until he doesn't. He wants to get tough with China, slapping 35% tariffs. That would really hurt Iowa farmers if he did that. And so he taps Terry Branstad, who is a free trade Republican who has done a lot of work in opening up those markets in hated, no good communist China that has really benefited Iowa corn and soybean producers in this state, to be maybe a potential ambassador to China. Maybe I have cataracts. It could. Maybe it's my fault. But this all looks clear as mud to me.
Well,
I guess maybe we get back corn's okay, but don't dump steel. I guess I don't know.
Here's the trick. I get back to he's crazy like a fox. He didn't get to where he was at simply by riding on the coattails of Daddy, like he's often been accused of. He didn't accumulate the empire he had by being thoughtless and reckless and a moron. He didn't do any of that. He has a plan. He's not telling anybody else what the plan is. He's playing the media, which, I always think it's a bad idea to try to play media, right? But the bottom line is he has done, he's accomplished what Republicans have failed to do, which is beat a Clinton, right? He has done that on his own. He's not being crazy. He has a plan. He's not letting us know. And I agree. It does look at times like it's incoherent. But from my perspective and foreign policy perspective, you're right. He is sending a signal. The problem is he's also poking Obama in the eye with it, which, great if you want to poke Obama in the eye, but it doesn't serve a purpose here at home. It does send a signal that we're done being pushed around. I don't know if that's the right signal. I'm not the president-elect, but I can see where he's coming from. Just like having, hey, Boom Beach, right? Boom Beach popped up. I'm going to use that as an example right there. Oh, you can't see it, rats. It's just like Boom Beach. You sit there, you look at your task force, and you say, well, listen, guys, we need to go do this. And you get some guys kind of mouthing off, not wanting to go. And finally you go, well, either that or I'm going to kick you. And then everybody gets together. I think that's the approach he's taken. I think he's going to take this velvet gloved iron fist approach that Reagan did successfully do. The problem is Trump isn't Reagan, and he doesn't have the charm that Reagan has. And he does have power. He has clout. He has money. He talks to these people on a regular basis. But I do think he's sending a signal. I'm not sure it's the right signal. I'm not sure it's the right timing.
His money isn't going to help him because eventually he's going to have to sell everything. That's the one big thing that eventually that's going to happen.
Well, yeah, because he can't have a conflict of interest.
There's no doubt in my mind, and that's a pretty bipartisan thing. Eventually, he's going to have to sell everything he has, and probably sell everything that his kids are entitled to run this country. He's just going to have to do it, or put all the assets in a blind trust and put the kids on the board of trustees. But even that's problematic. So his money's not going to help him. He's the president; doesn't need it. But man, I don't know. The craze like a fox thing reminds me of the old lady at church who has lost the use of her left leg and is going blind in her right eye, and her hair's falling out and she can't catch a break, and she's saying, "I'll leave it up to you, God. I'm leaving it in your hands. You have a plan." Boy, I wish I knew what that plan was. That's what it sounds like to me.
So now you're comparing Trump to God? Holy cow! We have come full circle, Maddie. Full circle.
I'm comparing his supporters to delusional people.
Oh no! Well, I thought you said
I can't leave. I gotta. I can't leave anything nice.
No.
I gotta sour it up.
Okay.
I gotta sour it up.
Speaking of souring it up, I'm Polk County GOP chairman.
I know.
And I don't know. I mean, look at this face. Would you vote for this? Anyway, apparently I'm very persuasive.
I couldn't vote for that.
You couldn't?
I couldn't. No.
Think I had a shave?
What's that?
Think I had a shave?
No, they wouldn't
off?
let me. They wouldn't let me.
I
tried to vote 6 times, and they said that my 6 votes don't count. I didn't even get 0. In fact, when I expressed some support, they were going to take a couple votes away from you.
Oh, man. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back after this week.